Hey everybody, Royce from Hill Country CNC and Woodworking, and on podcast number 2, I was going to go over a question that is very commonly asked on forums, which is what bits? You know, I bought my CNC machine. Probably the third most common question is what computer or what software. I'll get into that on my opinion later. But the second question that I always see is what bits do I need to start with? Where should I buy? What brand? So here I have my assortment, and I promise I'll get a little closer. But I'm going to talk about my opinion on what you need and how you should start. So come with me. Okay, so the beauty of this video is that you don't have to see my face very much. But real simply, these are a selection of the bits that I have here with this machine. This one will go to the Laguna next week, probably. So I'm going to lay out what you need when you start. And then I'm going to add and add and add, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to say that every CNC'ist needs is a surfacing bit. Now we have 3 versions right here. And obviously you can see they're different, right? So this is the white, excuse the dirt, or chip residue. This is the Whiteside 6210. I'll link everything below. Some of it I'm an affiliate for, some of it I'm not. This is what I recommend probably for the beginner. It is a very easy surfacing bit, and if you don't know yet, obviously this is a beginner podcast. If your surface isn't flat, then nothing you cut will work, okay? Nothing is going to be right if your surface isn't flat. So the first thing that you really kind of need to do and need to know how to do is surface your surface board. I'll link a video somewhere right about here, I think, on how I do it. I may be changing my version of it, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So Whiteside 6210, this is one of the cheapest bits you're going to find on the market. It's really good. It lasts a long time. I've used this one for 4-ish years. It can really hog out wood if you need to flatten slabs as well. It's just, this is the amount of space that you're going per pass. And remember, you're not doing it in one pass. So you're probably going to take 3 passes for 1 inch of material. So moving on, this is the Amana Tools RC2265. I'm a huge fan of this one. I've used this one a whole lot, and a lot of what I love about it is the angle. When you're feeding into your wood, instead of hitting an angle like that, it's being eased in, so the jarring is not there. And to me, with MDF, doesn't really matter. But if you're going into harder woods, it's really good to have that ease in. So any type of surfacing on we'll say a cutting board that you did an inlay on, this will help those explosive tear outs of your inlay. Okay, and then this one is the RC2255. I love this thing. It's a beast. This one hasn't been used yet at all. But, the other thing I'd mention about both of these, and you can already notice it, is you can replace the cutter heads. And, oh, by the way, each cutter head has 4 sides. So before you replace the cutter heads, which cost almost nothing, you can turn the cutter head 4 times. So when you really start equating value to this one, being able to do that starts coming into play. But the obvious advantage here, there's 2 of them, is that you're going to take a much larger space as you're cutting across. Do I recommend this for the new person? No, I don't. Absolutely not. 1, it's expensive. And 2, if you mess up, you probably damage not only your bit, but probably something on your CNC machine. you need to get to know your CNC machine a little bit more before you bite off a big bit like this. So the obvious advantage is that you're taking a whole lot more per pass. And again, you're not going one pass, you're going multiple passes, which really slows this down. A lot of people complain about getting lines in their surface board or in the material that they're surfacing, and it's because their step over is too high. We'll get into that in a future video. The second advantage is the shank, okay? So when you're dealing with a 1/4 inch shank, this is how much you have to prevent vibration. With the 1/2 inch shank, you're not going to have any vibration. It's smooth as butter. As long as your spindle is smooth, you know, the bearings, you're not going to have any issues with vibration at all. It's going to work perfectly. The second bit that I'm going to talk about that I think is a immediate must buy, and I'm not talking about brand. Again, this is an Amana. I am a big fan of Amana because Amana is the best in my opinion. I've tested a whole lot of bits. I think they last longer and are sharper. That's it. That's all there is to it. But they do cost more. The first bit that I recommend, or I guess this is now the second bit, but the first cutting bit that I recommend new CNCers get is a DownCut. Just get a DownCut. You can find these on Amazon. It's probably going to be the cheapest. There's a brand called Bits and Bits, which produces excellent DownCut bits. And what's the other one? Cadence Manufacturing does great stuff as well. I have not used the IDC DownCut bits. They produce great bits. I have not used their DownCut bits, so I can't really speak to them. So the first thing I would do is I'd get a DownCut bit. Why a DownCut bit? Well, it's going to give you simple 2D geometry. You're going to start to understand how your bit works. And oh, by the way, while it's moving around cutting, it's pushing down. It's a DownCut bit. It's pushing down. Why does that matter? Because when you're a beginner, you don't really know how to secure your material. Whether you're using CA glue, whether you're using double-sided tape, whether you're using clamps or a vacuum table, you don't really understand that concept of, is this going to move or not, right? So the DownCut bit pushes down. It's pushing your material towards where you want it to be. I actually recommend the upcut bit is probably about the third or fourth thing that you buy, because the upcut bit is going to pull material out. It's all going to go up and out. And honestly, when I laid everything out, I can't even find my upcut bit here. So shows how much I use it. I don't use it much. So upcut bits, again, when you have your material and you're learning about holding your material down, the upcut bit is going to pull up, right? So as soon as that piece of material, I can't see if you can see this. Yes. Okay. As soon as that material, like again, DownCut bit, it's pushing down. Upcut bit, it's pulling up. It's pulling up and it's giving that little bit of space. And as soon as this thing goes from here to here, your bit's broke. As soon as your material moves a millimeter, your bit's broke. And you're going to start over and you're going to be frustrated and you're going to say, I don't know what happened. That's what happened. Your material more than likely moved, or you were pushing it too hard and you snapped a bit. So moving on, this is just a 1/8 inch DownCut bit from Amana. The other thing, I'm going to go back to this one. I always talk about the 46202K Amana bit, but to be honest, the shank, the cutting area on that is a little short. So I like to get the longer bits, remembering that you have to cut all the way through your material if you're cutting something out. You can't use this area. You can't use that. It will not cut correctly. If you're cutting all the way through your material and you get to to right here, and you still have material left to cut through, it is not going to work right. You'll probably get away with it if it's a little bit, but just know that you're going to be burning the top of your wood. You're going to be heating up your bit, and you're waiting to break your bit. That's all there is to that. So the second bit that I kind of recommend getting, because it's forgiving, and this one's another filthy one, is a compression bit. This is a 1/4 inch compression bit, and what it does is it's got a downcut surface here, so it's pushing down, but it's got an upcut surface here. This is all upcut. So you're pushing the material down, you get a clean surface on the bottom and a clean surface at the top, and then the upcut pulls the material out. So it works pretty good for a lot of things. I still use downcut more, but if I'm using plywood, this is the one I'm definitely going for. So number 2, probably compression bit. Number 3 is a very stable V-bit. So I have 3 or 4 different V-bits here, and you can see which one looks sturdier. The one that is one piece, right? So I recommend getting a very sturdy a V-bit, and then just start playing with it. Start making little designs in your work. This is the Amana. I don't remember the number. Also Amana. I really like this one. It engraves perfect stars for normal size flags. If they're itty bitty flags, it's too big, but it still works. This is the Cadence Manufacturing DownCut V-bit. I have yet to try this one, and I'm probably going to do that this week. But it looks great, and it's downcut, which is rare. I don't know what to tell you about it. I'll have to do a review or something on it. And then this is another larger 1/2 inch shank, so no vibration, V-cut bit. This one is actually planned for doing a lot of plastic work, so it'll stay nice and clean. So after getting a V-bit, I would start probably looking into Ballnose. Ballnoses are great. Again, Amana. They're like a V-bit, but instead of having the sharp point at the bottom, you're going to have like a little roundover. This is a bits and bits. This is a wonderful bit. I really like this one. I think this was the 3/16, and it works wonderfully. If you're curious about my determination between the 2 brands, I have felt, and it's so hard to judge this without doing like science, I have felt like the Amana stays sharper just a tad longer. So would I not recommend these? No, I recommend them. They're great. Okay, so moving on, and so now I'm going to get into specialty bits that you probably don't need until you're advanced. This is an Flute bit, and you're like, okay, what's that for? It's cool looking. I don't know. Can't tell if you're in focus. So this is primarily for cutting plastics. It can be used for cutting metal and a few other weird items. I've used it both for metal and plastic, and essentially it just keeps the temperature of the cutting material correct. This is a roundover bit. I do not recommend getting a roundover bit like this until you are experienced, because you have to know exactly where to place the tip. And that can be a little confusing, a little odd. I guess it's really not that hard, but a lot of times when you're still learning this guy, you're going to have this little bitty line on your roundover, and it's just frustrating. This is a keyhole bit. I love this thing. So many people sell their flags and whatnot with hangers, and I'm like, well, one, I don't want to waste my money on a hanger. Two, hangers suck. So I buy these and I punch little keyholes in the back, and that's what hangs whatever I'm selling. And it looks better and it shows more attention to detail. Customers love it. This one is a specialty bit. I was just showing y'all this just so you have a little idea how small some of them get. I use this for peck drilling on some of the crazier tiny things that I make. It's especially for where I'm going to have screws inlaid in there. And then these two are bowl bits. I don't remember which one this one is. This one I actually don't like. It leaves a little funny spot in the center. I'll link it, but I'll say don't buy that one. It's not what I need for bowls. And then this is a bigger, obviously half inch shank bowl bit that leaves you a nice flat surface. So if you're thinking about, you know, well, today is actually Valentine's Day. If you're thinking about all those posts where you see the heart-shaped bowl and the bottom is flat, but the sides have the chamfer on it, they did it with something like this. Probably not a half inch, but something like this. So that's kind of my roll up. Again, my recommendations for a new person is get you one of these Whiteside 6210 surfacing bits. Buy a DownCut bit. It really doesn't matter what kind. When you're starting off, as much as I would love to make affiliate sales off of these things, I'm telling you, when you're starting off, go ahead and look at the cheap stuff. And as you get better, come back and watch this video and then support my channel with, you know, affiliate sales. You're going to break bits. If you're not breaking bits in the beginning, you're probably not learning, or you're just really good. I don't know. So instead of spending, you know, $60 on a more expensive bit, just go to Amazon, find a 1/4 inch DownCut bit, buy that. I would also probably look into an 1/8 inch. Wouldn't use that until I'm comfortable with a 1/4 inch. I'd buy a compression bit and I'd buy a sturdy V-bit. So everybody asks, what do you need to get started in CNC? That's my answer. Everything else will come with time. And, you know, as the problem arises, that's actually how I bought the most bits. As the problem arises, or as I think of something I want to do, I buy the bit. I have to do these awkward shots. So again, at the end of all my videos, I'm trying to start asking questions because I recognize fully that I am not an expert. I'm not Titans of CNC. What do you think I'm leaving out of here? What do you think the progression is? Do you think upcut bits are better? I don't know. Give me your advice. Everybody that watches this video will see it down below, and they'll learn from you as well. Keep CNCing.